Welcome to the class, my dear students. In today's lecture, I'm going to explain you about a very important test which is called as chi-square test. It's an interesting test for the goodness of fit. What do you mean by the goodness of fit? Means in between any two independent variables, how the relation exists in between the two independent variables, we can use the test named as chi-square test. It is an inferential statistics technique actually to test for whether there is a significant relationship between the two independent variables or not. For example, you can see in between the male and female, there will be, is there any preference of a particular food product, or in between a fast food chain suppose wanted to find out what is the preferences for their menu by seeing the menu card, what is the difference between the food items between the male and female, or any study in between the, let us say, if somebody is having a smoking habit, how the smoking habit is affecting the lung diseases or something like that. So there are two independent variables. In between the two independent variables, how the relation exists, so how much it is related, or whether there is no such a significant relationship is there or not. All these we can use by using the chi-square test. This distribution is a family of curves based on the number of degrees of freedom. So the number of degrees of freedom, when the number of degrees of freedom changes, according to that, the number of curves will be existing. So the number of degrees of freedom is directly proportional to the number of curves in the chi-square distribution family of curves. And then it cannot be negative, of course. Always it is skewed on the right. On the right side it is skewed. And the area under the chi-square curve is, of course, 100%. And the test is used to verify whether the frequency distribution, whether it fits a specific pattern or not. And this test is called as a chi-square goodness of fit test. Goodness of fit means whether this the in between the two independent variables, is there any fit in between the two? That means is there any significant relation exists in between the two variables or not? We are going to test by using the chi-square test. And the data will be obtained from a random sample. And the expected frequency for each category must be 5 or more. For each category, the expected frequency must be minimum 5 it should be. This is what the main objectives of the chi-square test. Let us now start a problem to understand how to use the chi-square test. Now let us go to the problem here. What is the, and one more thing, what is the formula for chi-square first, and then we will go to the problem first. So to understand this, the formula for chi-square goodness of fit is given by, chi-square is given by, the notation for chi-square distribution is this, is given by sigma observed frequencies minus the expected frequency, the whole square, over the expected frequency. So, and what is the degrees of freedom is the number of categories. The number of categories minus 1 is the degrees of freedom. And what is this O? O is the observed frequency. O is the observed frequency. Observed frequency, and E is the expected frequency. E is the expected frequency. So observed means the calculated frequency, right? So, and E is the